Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Whiteboard Wednesdays with Werner. And today, we actually got something quite special, something very different. For the last couple of years, Data Sciences has been investing in building our own public cloud. And today, I'm very happy to say, we're going to be talking a little bit more about that. Now, some of you may be aware that we have built this cloud and that it is hosted within the borders of South Africa, which is very, very important because we truly believe that a sovereign cloud is something that is extremely relevant to our customer base today. So the cloud that we have is called Oxide Cloud Services, and we kind of just refer to it as OCS. So pretty soon, you're going to be seeing a lot more content that I'm going to be creating with some of my colleagues around OCS and the benefits that it has for your organization. Now, today, I just want to do a brief introduction, why this is important, why this is relevant to you, and the differences between what we have as OCS and some of the other cloud operations and providers out there. So I think one of the big things really that we see today is we've got this hyper cloud, hyperscale cloud providers, and they really offer everything. They the big boys, the big gorillas in the business, the Microsofts, the AWS, the Googles, the Oracles. And those are really the five big ones, right? They've been around. They really set the tone to this. And they have a plethora of services that you can use. We're not just talking the basic virtual machines or containerization and storage, but you can even rent a satellite if you choose to do so from some of these providers. And they all have their different slants, right? I mean, if you are very much into the Microsoft ecosystem, then obviously, using Azure makes a lot of sense. AWS is more focused on the typical open source type of platforms, and those architectures and those type of technologies really fit well in that cloud. And then obviously you have something more specific with Google, where they take a completely different view to things, but their CPG is really, GCP is really, really good as well in terms of, creating very good platforms using intelligent services. Oracle, specific to Oracle quite a lot. And then there's other players out there in the local market. Huawei's got their local cloud here and a few other ones as well. On the other end of the scale, we have the ISPs. We have those who cater very, very well for the consumer market. So, you can rent a server there, you can host your website there. But in the middle, between these two, we need something that works for customers of a very different ilk. And that's where we, as Oxide Cloud Services or OCS, are looking to add value. So some of the key things is that we obviously using enterprise class technologies. Those who are familiar with data sciences, Pure Storage, Supermicro, Vast, HydroStore, Mellanox, NVIDIA GPUs, we leverage all of those technologies within our cloud as well. So OCS is built on top of the same technologies that is been around in our customer space for the last 13 years, tried and tested and supported by the same team that supports those customers. So sovereign cloud, keeping everything within the boundaries of South Africa, really from governance and compliance and legislature, we ensure that no data leaves the borders of our country. That, coupled with the technologies that we have, makes for a very unique mix. We have customers that we've started catering for that are in this transition space between either moving into the cloud, out of the cloud. They still have compute assets that they need to sweat maybe for a couple of years, and they're starting to dabble in cloud native architectures. So what we'll find typically in this space is organizations with a bunch of servers, with some containerized platforms, and also some legacy virtual machines potentially still running. And what we're able to do, because we're offering platform as a service, infrastructure as a service with traditional VMs, and also bare metal rental and co-location, we can actually cover the full gambit and have a unique space where we can ensure that a customer can adopt moving out of a data center into a tier one data center and still have the flexibility to use physical assets virtualization at an infrastructure level, and also adopt platform containerized operations. And we believe that this is something quite special. What underpins this as well is the fact that the whole cloud that we operate is built on pure storage. It is our flagship flash storage product that we've been working with for the last decade, more than the last decade. And for organizations that already have investments in Pure or would like to utilize those investments, but potentially aren't looking at a CapEx expenditure, can still leverage the clever, efficient, and resilient storage that Pure Storage offers. So even if you do bring your Pure, your bare metal, you can attach that to Pure Storage within our data center and just pay for the consumption of the storage that you are using. And we can link that to hosted environments that are also underpinned by that same Pure. So this gives us a very, very unique position. As you know, with things like Cloud Block Store, if you do have an estate in a large hyperscaler like Azure, we can use Cloud Block Store to effectively extend OCS into Azure through that Pure data platform and allowing you to really build some very, very unique scenarios. To top all of this off, one of the big things that we've heard in the market and why we've gone into this endeavor as well is the fact that rate of exchange or our exchange rate between foreign currency and South African rand, especially in the hyperscalers, is extremely unpredictable. And what we want to do is to flatten out that curve. So we only bill in South African rand. And that really, really takes the unpredictability of international billing and those fluctuations out of the question and allows organizations to be a little bit more alleviated from that stress of getting bill shock or whenever something happens in the macro market and economy that impacts our rate of exchange and suddenly your billing is very different. And then on top of that, kind of the fourth pillar to our platform and one that is extremely important is the customer experience through our support. So we're offering a boutique service when it comes to support as well. You're not just a number. We believe in a consultative way of working with our clients, onboarding them, understanding how they operate, and we're constantly trying to ensure and improve the way that we support our customers in that. So when you work with data sciences in terms of the Oxide Cloud experience, you are working with humans, not just systems or through a portal interface, which obviously is there. We want to ensure that you can self-service as much as possible. But when the chips are down and you need some assistance, there's a person to call, right? We will be augmenting that with things like chatbots, with things like extended, groups when it comes to triaging certain scenarios or when we're actually rolling out certain projects. But effectively, what we're trying to do is our cloud is underpinned by four key value propositions. The first one is that it is a sovereign cloud located within the boundaries of South Africa. No data leaves the boundaries of South Africa in those data centers. Secondly, we are built on enterprise class technology, proven in the market, and supported by the same people that support you as customers already. And lastly, we are actually billing in South African rand, which is a really, really key thing. Then that supportability that we have, friendly face with people that you know. So as an introduction to Oxide, we're going to be taking this series a little bit further. We're going to start drilling into some of the services, why they're relevant to you, and we'd love to hear from you guys about this. But when you start seeing the little Oxide bot, we're still trying to find a name for it. Maybe you can put something in the comments to suggest some names for our Oxide bot. Thank you very much for your time, and we appreciate you.